what relative pronouns are. 2. Use relative pronouns in sentences. Use relative pronouns in sentences. Now, we may ask, what are relative pronouns? Relative pronouns joins two parts of a sentence. Relative pronouns joins two parts of a sentence. Let's see. Some examples of relative pronouns. One may ask are which ones? They are who, whom, whose, that, and which. Again, relative pronouns are who, whom, whose, that, and which. Now, we use who, whom, and whose to refer to persons. Though we have all the relative pronouns, but these very ones, who, whom, and whose, are used to refer to persons. Now, let's see how we can join the two parts of sentence with the relative pronoun who, or whom, or whose. Now, this is an example of a sentence. We have two parts. This is the new student. This is the new student I met on the bus. Let's see how we can join these two sentences with the relative pronoun. This is the new student whom I met on the bus. So here we see that whom is used because it is referring to a person. And who is the person? A student. So the right relative pronoun to use to join these two parts of sentences are whom. Let's go to the next sentence. He is the boy I saw at the station. Let's do the same thing. Choose the correct relative pronoun to join these two sentences. Let's do it together. He is the boy who I saw at the station. He is the boy who I saw at the station. Here, the relative pronoun who was used because it is referring to a person. And who is the person? The boy. So he is the boy who I saw at the station. The next sentence. This is the man. The car was stolen last week. This is the man. The car was stolen last week. Now let's find the right relative pronoun to join these two sentences. Let's read it together. This is a man whose car was stolen last week. This is the man whose car was stolen last week. So now we know whose is the right relative pronoun to use to complete the two sentences. This is the man whose car was stolen last week. And whose is used because it is referring to a person, a man. I hope you have taken good note of how to use who, whose, and whom. Good. Now, we are continuing. Here we use which for animals and things. We use which for animals and things. Let's see some examples. 1. I like dogs. They have bushy tails. I like dogs. They have bushy tails. These are the two sentences. Now let's find the right relative pronoun. Let's read it together. I like dogs which have bushy tails. I like dogs which have bushy tails. Here we see that which is the right relative pronoun. it is referring to an animal. And what is the animal? Dogs. I like dogs which have bushy tails. Let's continue. Again, we use that relative pronoun for persons, animals, and things. Again, we use that for persons, animals, and things. Let's see how we go about that. We have two simple sentences that reads, "This is the boy I met at the gate." Now let's read the complete sentence together. This is the boy that I met at the gate. Again, this is the boy that I met at the gate. So here the right relative pronoun is that, and it is referring to a person, a boy. Right. Let's continue. We use that for persons and animals and things. These are the sentences. This is the bird. It sings at dawn. Now let's join the two sentences. This is the bird that sings at dawn. This is the bird that sings at dawn. Here we use that also because we are talking, or it is referring to an animal, and that animal is bird. So that can also be used for animals. This is the bird that sings at dawn. Let's continue. This is the bird that sings at dawn. We've done that. Again, here we have another example. The beautiful car the lady bought. This, we are going to use the right relative pronoun to join these two sentences. The beautiful car the lady bought. Now let's read the sentence together. This is the beautiful car that the lady bought. This is the beautiful car that the lady bought. Here we use that, and it is referring to what? Car, which is a thing. As we said, we can also use that to refer to a thing. This is the beautiful car that the lady bought. Now, let's go and see how we can use them in sentences. The first sentence reads, "This is the beautiful cat which you gave me." This is a beautiful cat which you gave me. So which is the right relative pronoun? As we said, we can use it for person, for animals and things. This is the beautiful cat, which can be used for animals and things. And now we are referring to cat, and the right relative pronoun to use is which. Let's go to the next sentence. She has a red ribbon. It's very nice. In the bracket we have that and whom. Let's select the correct relative pronoun. She has a red ribbon. That is very nice. She has a red ribbon. That is very nice. Here also that is the right relative pronoun, and it is referring to ribbon. The red ribbon is a thing. The next sentence we have fish. The fish I caught was very big. The fish I caught was very big. And in the bracket we have whose and that. Which of them do you think is the right relative pronoun? Let's see. She has a red ribbon. Then the fish, we have whose that I caught was very big. So let's see how we can get the answer. The fish that I caught was very big. The fish that I caught was very big. So it means that is the right relative pronoun to use. The next sentence. This is the house I'm going to buy. This is the house I'm going to buy. In the bracket we have which and who. Which of the two is the right relative pronoun? This is the house I'm going to buy. So which of the relative pronouns in the bracket will be correct to use? This is the house which I am going to buy. So which can also be used to join the two sentences, and that refers to the house, a thing. Right? Now let's continue. I saw a robber had a gun. In the bracket we have which, who, which is the correct relative pronoun to use. So after this, let's see how which, that are used. This is a beautiful cat which you gave me. She has a red ribbon that is very nice. And the fish that I caught was very big. The fish that I caught was very big. She has a red ribbon. And then this is the house which I'm going to buy. I hope you have taken note of how to use all these relative pronouns for their purpose. Those that can be used for persons, those that can be used for animal and things, and those that can be used for persons, animals, and things. This is the house. In the bracket we have which, who I'm going to buy. I saw a robber which, who has a gun, had a gun. I saw a robber. In the bracket we have which, who had a gun. This is the old lady. In the bracket we have which, who told me the story. So select the correct relative pronoun. Kofi is the boy. In the bracket we have which, whom I gave my pen. The next sentence. Auntie Essie. In the bracket we have which, whose house was burnt down. Select the correct relative pronoun. So, if we are to mark the sentences, we can see that I saw a robber who had a gun. And that is the right relative pronoun to use. The next sentence, let's read it together. This is the old lady who told me the story. This is the old lady who told me the story. The next sentence, Kofi is the boy. Let's choose the correct relative pronoun. Kofi is the boy whom I gave my pen. Kofi is the boy whom I gave my pen. So whom is the right relative pronoun. Let's go to the next one. Auntie Essie, whose house was burnt down, is in the hospital. Let's read it again. Auntie Essie, whose house was burnt down, is in the hospital. So these are all the relative pronouns used in the sentence to make it complete. Now, after the exercise, I hope you take this homework home to try your hands on. The instruction is select the correct relative pronouns from the brackets to complete these sentences. It begins, this is the bag. We have which, whose. I picked from the store. This is the man. In the bracket we have that, whose. I met at the bank. 3. Give me the book. We have which, who. I lend to you. If you have any problem, go over the lesson, read carefully to help you do your homework correctly. Until we meet again, learners, I say bye-bye.